One of the easiest ways to begin your family history is to find and organize information you already have about your ancestors. And the first place to begin gathering information is in your home. You may be surprised at the information you can find. First, try to find documents or objects that contain family history information. President Boyd K. Packer suggested a way to begin gathering information from your home.
If you don't know where to start with yourself. If you don't know what records to get and how to get them, start with what you have. Get a cardboard box. Any kind of a box will do. Put it someplace where it is in the way, somewhere where it cannot go unnoticed. Collect diplomas, all of the photographs, honors or awards, a diary if you have kept one, everything that you can find pertaining to your life, and anything that is written or registered or recorded that testifies that you are alive and what you have done.
My wife and I read Elder Packer's talk, and so we got an old cardboard box, and then we put it in the house where we would see it all the time. And then we started gathering family history information, things like certificates and photographs and newspaper clippings, things like that. I think we had the box out for about 3 weeks, and I was just amazed at the amount of material we were able to gather.
Here are some documents you may find in your home. Journals, diaries, and letters. Personal histories and life sketches. Old photographs. Family Bibles. Obituaries and newspaper clippings. And birth, marriage, and death certificates. Study the documents closely and look for names, as well as dates and places of important events in your ancestors' lives.
One of the best things that we found was a copy of my grandmother's obituaries. And it listed names and dates and places, all the things that you need for temple work. In fact, it listed one of her brothers who we didn't even know existed. And we were able to follow up on that and then do temple work for him. And the amazing thing is that obituary and all that information was right in our own home.
This is Book of Remembrance my father created. He left many records for his descendants. He kept this record to help his family and relatives. I inherited this record. Here he kept his temple marriage certificate and priesthood certificates. His employment history and education background and also family history are kept in here. This is my great-grandfather.
This is called Homyohi and is a very important memorial tablet when Japanese people are trying to search their family records. On this memorial, there are names and dates of those who died and new names they received after their death.
Information you find on one document can also lead to finding other information later on.
Mother had done a little bit of genealogy before I got into it, and she had some of her papers around. And I came upon some of her family group sheets that she had done. So it indicated to me what work had been done and what work needed to be done. So that was another thing that helped me start on my family history.
This is called koseki. It has the individual's name, spouse's name, birthplace, etc. They are very important resources when searching family records.
Photographs can also contain valuable information about your ancestors. Look for important dates, names, and relationships. Study photographs and documents closely. You may even discover ancestors that you didn't know about.
Mi papá era fotógrafo, así es que teníamos muchas fotografías. My father was a photographer, so all around the house we used to have pictures of the family. I remember that there was a great big picture of my grandma in the hallway, and I would always go by her, and I would always remember, and I would want to know about her. So all these pictures made me want to know about my family. They inspired me to do my family history. They inspired me to know the story behind my grandfathers, my grandmothers, and to give them an opportunity to learn the gospel.
I learned two things. First, I was very impressed with the amount of information that we had around our home that led to temple work. And second, it gave me an opportunity to discover my ancestors, to read about them, to think about them, and to really understand how their sacrifices shaped my life. We found a life history of my grandfather. Now, he was a semi-professional baseball player. The ball team had an arrangement with a local restaurant that whenever a player hit a home run over the right field fence, then the restaurant would feed the entire family. And I guess there were just times when there wasn't a lot of food on my grandfather's table. And he would go out to the ballpark, hit 2 home runs in a game, and feed the family. And you know, you start reading stories like that, and you just gain a tremendous respect for these people.